Welcome to Life TV, Webisode number 2. I'm Ben Bowen, a Wiradjuri man, born and bred on Gadigal lands.
And my name is Zoe Beater. I'm a proud Bundjalung woman from northern New South Wales.
Today with tobacco we're going to hear from Uncle Dean Kelly, who's talking about the sharing nature of our mob and how tobacco is spread through the communities.
My name's Dean Kelly. Through my father, saltwater man, Yulma Bunja, and through my mother, I'm Nampa Walwan. Father's country is Yuin people on the south coast of New South Wales, and mum's country, western New South Wales, out around Galarganbone. So I guess I have the best of both worlds, freshwater, saltwater. The sharing part of our culture, I was introduced to it from birth. You know, we used to go and camp with big mobs, with dad, uncles, aunties, and other families, and everything that was one person's was everyone's. You know, whether it was food, drinks or whatever, you know, nothing was hidden away. It was always out in the open for everyone to have. So that sharing stuff has been a part of life for me, and it continues to be a part of life. I often get into trouble from my wife, and I repeat this a lot, where she says, "Why do you give that away?" I think it's just something that's within me, and it'll never leave me. What's mine is yours. It doesn't matter. I never put money as a value on things. I put respect as what I value. Yeah, I guess tobacco was always around us. You know, there were always smokers in the family, and I was a smoker a long time ago. Probably too long to remember now, although I'm not that old. But look, it wasn't something that I worried too much about. I guess it wasn't as expensive then as well. But if one of my mates were there or one of the sisters was there, you'd always offer them a smoke as well. You didn't think about the impacts on that person, but it's more about that sharing of that material or whatever you had, to give them the opportunity to have the same as you, because just treat them equal. So smokes, yeah, in our communities, it's something that's a given. If you've got a smoke and you light it up, you're going to offer it to your cousin, your uncle, your auntie. Whether it's good for them or not, you'll still do it. And I think if we look in the back, in the back view of where we are now, this for me is about what I want my people to understand and reconnect with. It's country. You know, to be able to walk them around in this stuff and for them to start understanding it like I do, you know, is invaluable. I can't put a price on that stuff, and I want to share it. The teachings I've come through have taught me that it's not mine. I can't take that with me when I go, so I have to pass it on. And by passing it on, I keep that alive. I keep them stories alive, I keep that information alive, and it's there forever. It survives. Yeah, I think we need to think about who we are, where we've come from. We need to think more about our old people, and that they didn't put, I guess, so much value on money. You know, many years ago, money was the last thing our people would worry about. It was the time sitting around the fire telling the stories. Maybe there were a few lies told as well, but it was all part of learning about who you are, where you come from, and that you as an Aboriginal person have a responsibility to look after your mob. So I think money, if I was going to think about something that's playing as a distraction with our people, I'd think about money, because for me, I'll never be rich. Whatever I give to people, kids, whoever, it's theirs to keep. I don't put money on that, and I think we really need to think about what our values are. Stop thinking about money, because money causes divisions, it causes greed, it causes corruption. And for me, you know, it's about understanding each other, spending time together, and value for me is time.
For the last month and a half, we've launched the New Year's resolution competition, and last week we've actually announced the winners. So if you want to check that out, jump on our Facebook page or Twitter and you'll see the winners for the competition. This week, the recipe that we've got is beetroot, feta and pine nut salad. It's super delicious and easy to make.
The traffic light system of food nutrition helps you make healthy choices. The traffic light shows the amount of fat, saturated fat, sugar, salt, and energy in your food. A green traffic light shows a healthy amount. A red traffic light shows an unhealthy amount. And an amber light shows that it's somewhere in between. Based on which lights show up, you can tell whether your food is green, amber, or red. This Weet-Bix is a healthy green food. Green foods such as fruit and veggies have the most nutritional value and are low in sugar, salt, and additives. Amber foods such as mayonnaise and processed meats have less nutritional value, more sugar, salt, additives, and preservatives. Red foods such as fast foods are the least healthy with little to no nutritional value. They contain a lot of sugar, salt, preservatives, and additives. When you view our recipes, you can see how we've used the traffic light system to inform you about healthy choices. Enjoy.
Today's recipe is beetroot and pine nut salad, a delicious salad for the summer. Using the 4 ingredients of diced beetroot, rocket, pine nuts, and light feta. Using the traffic light system, we're giving the breakdown on the sugar and fat content of each ingredient. As you can see, they're very low in fat and sugar, as well as salt. So first things first, adding the rocket to the bowl. You can wash the rocket, it's up to you. Then you're going to add some pine nuts. You can add as little or as much as you'd like. It is a nice nutty kind of taste, so it's up to you and how much you'd like to add to that. Then we're going to move on to the feta. Now this is a delicious crumbly cheese. It's really soft with texture, so it's really easy to cut and to tear with your hands. It can get a little bit messy, but sometimes that's a little bit fun as well. Feta is really good with its salty taste. When you mix it with things like beetroot, which is slightly sweet, so it balances out the taste of the salad quite well. And then lastly, you've got the beetroot. You can use either whole beetroots, or we've used diced ones here, just for ease's sake. This just shortens the recipe. Getting your hands in there with the salad is always good. Gets a bit messy and it's a little bit more fun too. And it also just helps give it the rustic look and accentuate that. Add some extra pine nuts, add some extra beetroot, it's strictly on taste. And there you go, a delicious summer salad with beetroot, feta, rocket and pine nuts.
Last week with exercise we looked at the basic stretching. Today we're going to focus on a group workout that we can do using the outdoors without too much equipment. Basically this means you don't have to invest too many dollars, and we'll level it so that everyone can participate. Looking at a whole body circuit here, we've got a couple of progressions on each of the exercises. Best to start with lower intensity and then work your way up to that tougher exercises. Try to complete 20 reps before moving up a level. On all the exercises, try to take your time and make sure that you're looking forward and are under control rather than rushing through to get your exercises done. Best off to go nice and slow and be in form than to go quick and you'll injure yourself. Bench dips, so just off the edge of the bench, lowering yourself to about 90 degrees. Easiest, or the first stage of this, is to start with your knees bent. It makes it more difficult the straighter your legs are, so best off to start with the knee bent and then adjust to your ability. Push-ups, we've got 3 levels of this. The first one, which Zoe's showing us now, is just on the back of a park bench, or it can be done on the wall. It's just lowering your chest towards the bench and coming up, keeping your back nice and straight. Second level is a little bit harder, which is just finding a lower bench, or the front of the seat here, and lowering yourself straight down to that chest, so you're going to have a little bit more weight on your arms. Final stage is just your standard push-ups on the ground, so keeping your body nice and straight, lowering yourself towards the ground and coming back up. Try not to lock your elbows out. Step ups, Zoe's going to show us here. We're going up with the left leg and come down with the left leg and then alternate. Just keeping a nice steady pace on these ones. The second level of the step ups is a high knee here, so just doing a standard step up and then just coming through with a high knee at the top. This is called toe taps, which is the third level, which is keeping one foot planted on top and coming and tapping your toe. It's just meant for a little bit more bounce in the muscle and a little bit more contraction on the top quad. This is a level 1 of a squat, which is just sitting down to a park bench. So just coming down to a full rest before standing back up. Level 2 is just doing the squat as you would, reaching out towards the bench but not actually making contact with that bench. So you hold your weight throughout the whole contraction. Third stage, which is doing a squat jump, landing nice and soft to start with so there's no bounce in the knees, and then jumping as high as you can. It's best to start with the 2 original levels before progressing to this one. Lunges, just taking a nice long stride forward and then lowering your back knee towards the ground, keeping your back straight. Progression of this is what we call a single leg lunge. So holding one leg on the back bench and just lowering your back knee to the ground and keeping your front leg nice and still. The trick to it is to watch your front knee to make sure it's not wobbling all over the place. Here comes the core exercises. So looking at the first level, which is just raising a single knee to your chest, pulling in your belly button each time you lift up. Second level is double knees to the chest and just not leaving your back on that bench. So sitting free and lifting both up, meeting your knees to your chest. Final progression is on the ground, lifting both your chest and knees at the same time to meet, not allowing the upper body or lower body to touch the ground. Pull-ups, so just finding a bench about your lower chest height, top of your abdomen, and just overhand grip and just pulling up towards it. The further you put your legs underneath the pole, the harder the exercise becomes.